Hey, this is Nick Edwards. We're just talking to pastors about a little bit about their church. What does discipleship look like, and how do they continue to lead with vision? Pastor Nathan, man, so good to see you. Thank you for being a part of this.
Absolutely. It's always good to see you, Nick.
Yeah, we live 2 miles apart,
Yeah.
and we get to see each other here.
Yeah, reconvening all the way across the country.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
So, Pastor Nathan, tell us a little about you and what church you lead.
So I pastor First Baptist Church Forney on the east side of Dallas and just hit the 4-year mark. It's a 158-year-old SBC legacy church. But the Lord has put his hand of blessing on it, and it's been really good.
Just being able to watch your church and seeing how it's grown over the last 4 years and really being part of that community for a long time. What I've seen, and I just wanted to, tell you how honored I am to see, is how y'all have led in prayer. And I know that's a big part of your church. Tell us a little bit about what those Tuesday night prayers look like for your church.
Yeah, so on Tuesday nights, we have a main weekly gathering for our people to come together, and we think of it as our school of prayer, where we are trying to teach people how to actually encounter God in a measurable way, in a known way. In our experience, people spend a lot of time speaking at God without even knowing, are they connecting with him? Do they know him? Are they abiding? Is he abiding in them? And so it's a prayer service, but it's designed as a school of prayer, and we're constantly teaching about prayer and prayer strategies and then giving people practice reps.
Yeah, love it. Tell me this. One of the things we're asking pastors is, what does discipleship look like in your church?
Yeah, so we have a very basic model where we say what we're asking everyone to do is 4 main things. Every Sunday you wake up in town and healthy, come to Lord's Day worship and worship from the heart. Number 2, belong to a small group and actively give and receive member care. Good. Number 3, have at least one place in the body where you are serving a need in proportion to the maturity of your faith. And number 4, actively be engaged in sharing the gospel with unbelievers where you live, work, and play. And what we're saying is it takes thousands of different kinds of experiences in order to actually come to know Jesus and follow him. But if you reduce all of those experiences down, we say these are the 4 irreducibles. And if you're in worship and you're giving and receiving member care in small group and you're serving and evangelizing, all of those other experiences will come to you from the Holy Spirit as he wants to bring them into your life. And so we just ask our people to remember these 4 things and practice them. And we believe if you do, over a lifetime, you'll become more and more like Jesus.
Okay, that number 3 thing you said, to the level of their maturity of their faith.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge thing, that we have someone who's been growing in their faith, and they have some leadership ability. They have some calling of God.
Yes.
And we allow them just to stand at the front door and just kind of open and close the door.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're going, no, you have a bigger calling than that.
That's right.
And so
that's
I love that component of equal to your maturity. So we're going to ask you, and we're going to raise the bar on you as you grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does your church look like over the next year, 2 years, 3 years? What's kind of the vision?
Yeah, so we've just started a K-12 school. Right now, we've expanded it from to K-4, and we'll have 279 students are enrolled for this new school year this fall. Wow. We're super excited about that. We are opening a new location about 15 miles from us. And we are about to open a community center for large-scale compassion ministries, which we are really excited about. And our 3-pronged approach is church planting, compassion ministries, and Christian education. And we believe that's how we're going to reach an increasingly secularized culture for Jesus.
Yeah. A lot of people are planting new churches, and we have so many different ways for help people to plant churches and for churches to be able to grow. But that Christian education component, me and you've had this conversation in the past. I think it's a huge thing. What led you to go, and we've got to be more intentional in this area?
Well, interestingly, for Southern Baptists, in our doctrinal statement, the BFM 2000, in the education article, Article 12, it says we are supposed to be as passionate about Christian education as we are missions and benevolence. It's in our primary doctrinal statement. So for me, it's Christian education is part of what it means to do New Testament gospel work. And we're not saying every child is supposed to be in a Christian school. What we're saying is that for a church to offer a complete discipleship program for minors, what we want is to line up 3 orbits in their life: a distinctly Christian church, a distinctly Christian home, and a distinctly Christian school. And we believe if you do that, you're giving a child the greatest opportunity to grow up in a secular culture and be head over heels and live with Jesus.
And that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always the goal.
All right, one more question for you. not just specifically for your church, but what do you see as a challenge for the church, the American church, Southern Baptist Church, in the next 3-4 years? What do you think is the biggest challenge that we're facing?
Yeah, well, I think there's never been a better time to be doing the Great Commission than right now, because as culture becomes more and more, as culture less and less feels the need to appease Christians, and is more and more willing to just people are more and more willing to just openly live what they believe, that kind of middle segment of squishy Christianity is going away. We're in a day now where either you want to follow Jesus or you don't care that you don't. And so there's clearer lines now. And I also think we're living in a day and age where the unchurched don't hear objective truth, and they want to hear truth. All they ever hear is, what is truth? How do we know if there is truth? But they know inherently there's truth, and they just want someone to tell them the truth. So the greatest challenge for the next 3 or 4 years is an increasingly secularized anti-Christian culture, but I'm feeling bullish about it and not bearish.
Good.
I'm so thankful God called me to pastor for such a time as this and not years ago. I'm super excited because in these conditions where the lines are so clear about Christianity and non-Christianity, and people are wanting truth, well, we have truth.
Yeah.
And people want to hear truth. And if we present truth full of grace and truth, I think this is a moment for the church to reach millions of people for Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. The way I was telling a pastor a while back is that we've allowed the wheat and tares just to grow together, but we've never created any separation.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's time to create that separation.
That's right.
That we can't just continue to live amongst it. We've got to go, okay, here's the wheat, here's the tares. We've got to separate
Yes.
it. It's time for that harvest.
Amen.
So, Pastor, thank you so much for who you are, your leadership in my life. I'm so grateful for you and how you just continue to lead the church forward. Thank you again. We're praying for you and for blessings upon you and your church.
Well, I appreciate that.